Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Last Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today, I thought we'd have a quick look over the Star Wars Battlefront gameplay that was released at E3. Now, I'm going to share some of my thoughts, some of my opinions, as well as some of the things that I spotted in this footage. So first of all, you can actually see that we've got the STG-44, obviously in a Star Wars form of configuration. We've got a tab at the side with what looks to be some sort of perks, grenades, and a rangefinder, as well as on the left we've got the HUD, but it's not displaying its normal sort of map, but just the dots of teammates. Rather interesting indeed. You've also got a teammate on the right who seems to have a different sort of head, well, a different sort of race you could even say, than the usual, so maybe that'll be an option that players can decide as he blasts his way out through the main entrance, and you can see an AT-AT, one of the massive walkers, and it switches over to the Empire that are assaulting up the hill. Just the detail and the explosions and the sparks really immerse you from what I can see in this gameplay. Well, this is of course what they want you to see, and what I've been told in the past is always look for what's behind the lines, what they're not trying to show you. Look at this grenade blast when that goes off. It's like a double sort of warp sort of grenade. You can see he's used up that central perk on the right as well. You can see the player on the left is capturing some sort of uplink device, very similar to previous Battlefield game modes. Now they're switching over to the Rebels once again, where it seems like there's some sort of jump troop with a jetpack on the cards on the right and a blaster pistol. And he's gone over some sort of battlefield pickup, you could say, and he's got his smart rocket. Now I don't know what these are going to do. Are they more powerful than the standard, or is it some way of combating the larger walkers? There's also an orbital cannon in the background, maybe just a set piece, or maybe it'll have a big part in the battle, I don't know. And we've got one of the chicken-legged sort of AT-ATs coming in here as he jumps out the way and shoots another player in the face. Pretty damn cool, but just look at the details on the weapon in both first and third person, a big part of Star Wars Battlefront. So the player below fires one rocket and the player himself fires another, so it shows that these walkers are not super indestructible, but you can also see the ragdoll effect on the walker as well looked extremely cool as he captures the point. Now he's getting shot at by one of the larger walkers. Now, there's a lot of debate about these. A lot of people have been saying that they're currently set on rails, so the player won't be able to actually walk them, but only control the turrets on the head, firing them as they move. But I guess they might have to be a bit balanced, or players I'm sure would try to climb mountains with them and other silly things. Now he's calling in an orbital strike. You can see the perks on the right hand side. I'm going to call them perks, they could be power-ups or whatever you want to call them. And he's got that main sort of orbital strike. On the left he's got a rapid fire sort of laser, and on the right he's got a rapid sort of slower firing blaster that I guess would do a lot more damage. Now they're switching over to the Rebels sort of little fighters here. These are the renowned ones for hooking up the AT-ATs and coiling the rope around the legs, and you can really see the size of the battlefield as these guys fly around. And one of my biggest fears by seeing this is, will there be enough players per server to actually fill up one of these battlefields and make it feel like the experience that you'd expect, or will it simply be a big vague open space? But I don't know. Now he successfully manages to tie up the AT-AT as he loops around in some minigame. Maybe there'll be a way of stopping these by perhaps maybe a little fighter will intervene, or you could shoot it as it flies in front of the actual head. But just look at that. Wow. When that comes down, so many players that'll be cheering. My jaw drops every time it smashes into the dirt. And as you can see, we've got some more TIE fighters once again who are coming in, and you can see the big shield generator in the distance there as one of the X-Wing just destroys and obliterates. Now the perks for these fighters seem pretty similar. You've got this sort of speed boost, I guess it is, as the orbital cannon explodes in front of it, and on the left it's flashing red, so maybe that's some sort of stunt sort of trick like you could do in the old Battlefront to actually get on the tail of the fighter behind you. Now this bit is just so awesome. If EA do a good job of this and DICE are not pressured by them, it's going to be an absolutely amazing game from what I can tell with this footage. But obviously this is a set piece and it's what they want you to see. There might be a lot more problems down the road. So as he's assaulting through the trench, this player is actually playing as one of the other races, and he doesn't seem like he's really bound by a certain class so far. I've seen a lot of players with whatever kit they seem to want to use at that moment in time. The jet troopers not limited to pistols like they were before. So as you can see, he places down a shield, one of his teammates, and the orbital strike hits the shield. You can see how the shield's health is disintegrating, and it disables but saves their life. Now this looks really cool. Watch how he picks him up by the force. And you can see his health is only split to half, and his health bar's still there. So maybe you'll be able to pick up your throws and throw them to the side without killing them. Now it switches over to the sort of power-up characters, and he just literally clears house. But this was one of the things in Battlefront as well. When you got one of these power-ups, it was literally a way of taking back part of the battlefield that you had lost. But how they're going to balance this thing, it's going to be amazing. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.